Watch it on TV. West reserves. First up, Anthony Davis, his 8th straight All-Star selection. The 2017 All-Star MVP. He's played 23 games for the Lakers. They're 17-6 in those games. He's 6th in blocks. He's averaging 22 and 8 for the second-place Lakers. Speaking of second place, Paul George, the Clippers tie with the Lakers. This is his 7th All-Star selection, the best shooting season in his 11-year career. 51% from the floor, 47% from three, has 4 30-point games. Can't forget when he had 9 threes in the 2016 All-Star game. Rudy Gobert, best record in the NBA, his 2nd straight All-Star game, 3rd in rebounds, 2nd in blocks, 3rd in double-doubles. He also leads the NBA in plus-minus. The Jazz atop the West with a 25-6 record. We knew this was happening. 6th All-Star selection for Damian Lillard, 4th straight. Former Rookie of the Year is 4th in points, 11 in assists, and has the most 30-point games in the NBA, tied with Luka at 18. He's also 2nd in clutch points. Damian Lillard, an All-Star. Also an All-Star, Donovan Mitchell, our 2nd member of the Utah Jazz. It's his 2nd All-Star game. Gobert and Mitchell, first Jazz teammates to make the All-Star game in back-to-back years since Stockton and Malone. A career high in points, assists, and three-point shooting. Chris Paul, 16 seasons, now 11 All-Star selections for CP3, tied with Kevin Durant for the 2nd most selections among active players. Suns are 4th in the West. He is 6th in assists, and he's only missed 2 free throws all year. And our final All-Star reserve, Zion Williamson, his first All-Star game, leads the NBA in points in the paint, 5th in field goal percentage, 25.1 points per game, is 14th in the NFL. He has 5 30-point games this month alone. Those are our West.
14th in the NFL?
NFL?
Oh.
I know he got big shoulders. And
when
all
I see Zion, I think he could play any
points
sport.
right there.
Yeah,
2
that's
points.
two.
Yeah.
That's
You're right,
two.
you're right.
Left
You're
go.
right. Before we just destroy me.
Because you said it with confidence.
In the NFL.
But isn't that the key to life, is saying things with confidence?
Yes,
Our initial reactions to the West reserves. What do we think?
I personally, Devin Booker, to me, I think if you talk about the top backcourt guards, which is why Dame Lillard has not gotten as much love in the West, because there's always been guys like Steph Curry, there's always been guys like CP3 that have taken that shine. And to me, I don't think CP3 was the best two guards in the NBA this year. I gave the nod to Devin Booker with CP3 filling in for Anthony Davis because he's injured. So I think both will be at the All-Star game. But to me, to have Devin Booker out, I picked Devin instead of CP3.
Yeah, let's take a look at your picks, because your picks echo this sentiment. Candace, you actually thought that Chris Paul would be the one replacing Davis. So if it is Booker, you went perfect down the board.
Thank you.
D-Wade putting in Chris Paul, did not put in Anthony Davis, and Shaq putting in Anthony Davis and
I
Booker.
knew he was hurt.
We're going to debate this.
But I knew Anthony Davis
Come
was hurt,
on,
so I just skipped the
D-Wade.
line. I skipped the line.
Okay,
I went
okay.
right to the
Okay.
reserve, and I put CP and Booker in there together because they deserve it. So I skipped the line.
I want to give a shout out to Paul George for being one of us. What I mean by that, D-Wade, he didn't play well last year. Everybody killed him. We killed him. He didn't complain. He didn't whine. He just said, okay, and he's having a fabulous year. Paul George, congratulations, brother. Way to be a man.
And he's had his best shooting season of his entire career. Also, Paul George, he's missed 10 games. With him, they're 16-4. Without him, they're 5-5.
Because Paul George is a fabulous player, but he really emerged playing against D-Wade and LeBron, and that's the Paul George people expect to see. Kind of went down a couple of seasons. Like I said, everybody killed him last summer, but he didn't whine, he didn't complain. He took the criticism like a man, and now look at how he's playing. He's an all-star.
I would like to give a shout out to Dame Lillard, because in Luka's words, he should be starting. Dame Lillard is one of the top guards in this NBA. He should be starting. And Dame says, I don't play for you. I don't care what you guys rank me. I'm still going to continually do me. And he has Portland Trailblazers right now that have been injury-ridden, his backcourt mate missing. at 5th right now, playing without Nurkic, playing without Zach Collins, and playing without C.J. McCollum. And he's hitting shots like this against my Bulls. So
they've been out for 2 months.
Yep.
And I always respect players for what they do, but I really respect Luka much more because a lot of guys not going to say that. A lot of guys are going to say, I'm starting, don't care what anybody else thinks, but for him to man up and say, hey, Damon's playing a lot better than me. Their record is better. He deserved to start. Kudos to Luka Doncic for that.
This is the second time he's done that. Remember, he won Most Improved last year and said, I should not have won that award. So it's the second time where he's kind of lived up. Do you want to give any praise right now or anything catch your eye?
Well, the main thing is, and I think this list is pretty good. Devin Booker is the one we look at and say he got snubbed. But if you ask CP3, he would say give his spot, if he could, to Devin. But I picked Chris Paul because of this team being in 4th place and what obviously the culture that he's brought there with Monty and that whole staff and, that entire team. So he's the leader behind these guys. So I know Chris Paul will give the nod to Devin Booker, but Chris Paul also deserves to be an all-star for what he's done for that team, that organization, getting them to this point.
Agreed.
Where last night they won by 32 points over Portland.
What's crazy in that game, Chris Paul had 2 points. Devin Booker went for over 30. But the Suns are poised to make the playoffs for the first time in a decade. And if you want to know what Chris Paul has to say, we're going to have him on the postgame show. So we'll talk to him then. Some other names that may be upset right now, De'Aaron Fox, Brandon Ingram, DeMar DeRozan, C.J. McCollum, Mike Conley. Let's see if any of the Twitter has to agree with us on that, and I think those people specifically. LeBron James, Devin Booker is the most disrespected player in our league. Wow, simple as that. Mike Conley, yes, sir. Congrats to Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert. Hopefully many more to come. Mike Conley, some would say the best player to never make an all-star team.